Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Today y Mañana. I'm Alex. This is Nickolas. This is Michael. This is Xavier. We're very excited to have you joining us this morning on the Today y Mañana show on the I Love CVille Network. And we got a fun show in store for you today.
It looks very festive, doesn't it?
This is our holiday special. That's holiday special. It's our Christmas special, just like last year. So the Urpis are back with our Santa hats. We are back with our festive wear. We are back with some Christmas trivia and reflections on 2022. Looking forward to what will happen.
Wait, it's not. We are back with our Christmas trivia. One of the people here decided that he was going to try to stump the old guy most particularly.
It's a little friendly competition.
Now it's a competition. I thought it's just
whoever
gets
the most points wins a prize.
Now I get nervous.
Is there an actual prize this year?
There is a prize, TBD.
Okay.
I want to know before. Wait a minute. That prize could be like what? A hug?
Well, it doesn't matter. You'll still win. It's like, is that better than nothing?
Still victory.
Yeah, I was going to say.
A couple shout-outs already. We got some people joining us this morning. Thank you, William Clark, for watching this morning. Thank you, Elizabeth Miller, for watching this morning. Lots going on. I believe we have some fans from Montana also watching this morning, so thank you.
Maybe they can send me, give them my phone number. They can text me the answers. And then
to the trivia.
This way I can win this.
No cheating. No cheating.
It's not cheating. It's called help. People help me.
Oh, what was the thing? It was that show, Phone a Friend. Yes, thank you, Judah. When Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where you can phone you one phone call to a friend, so you can do one phone call.
Judah, here's my number.
The dumb friend, yeah. No, Judah's a competitor now. He's an honorary Urpí, so if he knows the answers without looking them up,
he's got the computer. His fingers are flying all over the place.
Well,
I don't know about that.
He's the only one on the clock because if he doesn't know in 5 seconds, I'm disqualifying him automatically.
Judah's the guy. He would never cheat.
Yeah, okay.
He would never cheat. So we got a lot in store. Of course, love being here on the I Love CVille Network set. Love being presented by Emergent Financial Services, and of course powered by our good friends at Castle Hill Cider, at the Gym CVille, at Aqua Hand Car Wash, by our friends Chick and Miguel at Craddock Serious Insurance, and of course by Ford Adelante, the premier Latino networking group here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Be sure to get into your cozy place, as we were saying, get your tapete con leche, settle in, be prepared for some fun, some trivia. Send us any comments, questions, like and share. This morning we have just a fun show in store for everyone.
Last week actually, when I went to see that one prospect, I went and I had a hot chocolate because I went to I met him at the coffee shop, and I was going to have a coffee, but then I realized I haven't had a hot chocolate in a long time, and boy, that was really good.
Where was this?
At Grit.
Oh, Grit Coffee.
So I had a hot chocolate there, and it was very good. I enjoyed it.
Well, at home we actually have.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. I forget how much I enjoy it. Sometimes I just don't make it, but it's like I really have to take advantage and have more hot chocolate in the next couple of weeks. That's mandatory, I think.
There you go.
Of course, there's so many things that I like.
Yeah.
There's the eggnog. There's the port. There's so many things.
Too many things.
What do I drink today?
There's just enough time in the 25 days to
Elizabeth's neighbor said you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. So there's that too.
That's true. That's a good idea. Good idea.
So quick shout, just so a couple shouts outs of just how much we enjoyed yesterday. First being on Keith Smith's holiday special.
That was a lot of fun.
We all talked with Keith Smith. That was a blast to see so many amazing people.
And to see Santa. Yeah, see Santa. I mean, when was the last time? Yeah, when was the last time you sat on Santa?
Exactly.
Yeah, I haven't sat on Santa's lap in a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So I didn't get that opportunity, but at least I got to see him.
Today is all I hope and pray that
Santa can walk today.
He can still move those legs.
So it was nice to see them all. Of course, nice to visit our good friends at Sombreros.
That was delicious,
a great friend of the show, amigo del programa, as we like to say.
We hadn't seen Lucrecia for some time, so it's nice to give her a hug and say hello.
Just amazing Mexican food here in Charlottesville. So fresh and flavorful. So right here on the downtown mall, at the end of York Place. You got to go into York Place from the downtown mall side, go to the other side, and it's right there on the Water Street side. So
it's beautiful.
Hard to miss if you take that little walk inside. On a
day
like
inside.
This, right?
On a day like this, no problem.
Inside. So be sure to check them out. So just a lot of joy there to spend some time there. So, alrighty guys, so here we are. Absolutely. It's our Christmas special for this year. Xavier, I know there's a couple of things. Maybe for those who don't know these two, let's just have these two.
No, I think they
How could they not know
these two?
How could they not know us? You
Michael's substituted for me
Exactly.
a number of times, and Nickolas, he had the show by himself for 2
Yeah,
weeks.
easy intro to CMO, Michael Urpí.
There you go. There you go.
CMO.
Whatever.
So Xavier,
This Jerry appointed me the CMO.
what are you starting with this here? What are
No,
some things you
so
wanted
just
to-
again, I think there's a silver lining in just about everything, right? And I know this has been a very difficult year in the markets, and I say difficult in the sense that it all depends on the strategies that you took, right? I mean, obviously, if you're younger and you're more aggressive portfolio, it's been a rough year, but that's what you expect. I mean, markets don't go up every single year by the same amount every single year. They go up, they go down, and the goal is that over a 30, 40-year period, right, the markets in general go up, and therefore you take your lumps and your bruises 1 or 2 years, but the rest you make up for it, right? However, if you're in a situation where you are retired and you need that income, the markets weren't horrible, right? A fixed income, granted, was down most of the case, in most cases, but there were some sectors that were up, and obviously we had that strategy on that worked very well in that case for our clients. But the silver lining is that, interest rates, and again, we're talking from an investment point of view, interest rates are up, which means that now you have some income that you can invest in, right? So when you have situations where you can now invest in U.S. Treasury bonds at 4%, that's pretty good, right? If you look at short-term high-yield bonds, for example, short-term meaning things that are under 5 years in maturity, they're at 9%. So you can create portfolios now in the short end of the fixed income market that are generating, 6, 7, 8%, depending on what kind of risk you want to take, and that's a nice income, right? And again, it's in the short end, so even if interest rates continue to go up, you don't get it's not as painful as it was last year when you started at zero. So again, the silver lining is that you can now begin to look at this year and say, if you're nervous about the stock market, right? I'm not saying I am, but I'm saying if you're nervous about the stock market or if you need some income, there is the option now where in fixed income you can earn 6, 7, 8%, right? Which is a great return from an income point of view. So again, last year was rough. Again, depending on the strategy you took. But I think next year, and we talked briefly in one of our shows, especially in the fixed income market, there are enormous opportunities, and I think that's where you're going to make the money. And I think this year, it's where you could have made some money. There were a lot of strategies you could have put together, depending on what sector of the fixed income market you wanted to be in. Next year, I think, given where the yield curve is today, again, there's going to be enormous opportunities. And the other thing I want to say is, it's funny how we always look at the markets from, 1 year to another. So at the end of the year, we talk about the market. But in reality, there's no such thing, right? In other words, I don't look at the market that way. I know if the market's down 20 or 30% at the end of February, I don't say, let me wait till December to make a decision what to do now because the market's down. No, you have to react quickly and say, what's the opportunity? And so I think that's what's going to happen. I think next year, the first 6 months are going to be one story, and maybe the following 6 months are going to be a different story. So you have to stay on top of the market and say, here's the strategy right now that makes the most sense. Boom. Once that finishes, go ahead and transition to the next strategy because I think, I think next year is going to be a lot of opportunities, across the board to make sure that client portfolios or your portfolio are in good shape. So I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot to look forward to. And you were talking recently to us about the cautious optimism thing, and I borrowed some of your stats on Jerry's show on Tuesday, about the ways in which the markets are usually up in the third year of a president's term, and so forth. Just there's reasons you were saying to be cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
And we always talk about that. In other words, it's very, very difficult, and Michael did that study once where you try to time the market. It never really works, right? Because, if you look at history over the last 10 years or 20 years, the top 5 to 10 days of the market really are enormous in such a way that if you miss those days, you've missed a big part of market moves. So you don't want to be in a situation where you say, I'm going to get out of the market and then come back in. That's very difficult to time. Some people do it, some people may be good at it, but to do it every single year or every single time is very difficult. So again, it's a matter of choosing those particular sectors that you believe are going to do well, and again, asset allocation helps you with that, and make sure that you're, if you can, most of the time, just be fully invested,
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. That's the goal for 2023. A little shout out here, Elizabeth Urpí, loving the show this morning. Not just liking the show this morning, loving the show.
She's loving who's on the show.
Yeah, that's what
I think that must be it.
But today, a very lovable show. So, what do you guys want to cover first? You want to do a little favorite things about today, Mañana from 2022, and then we'll get to some trivia.
Sure, and I just had this statistic. I just thought it was kind of interesting.
You want to do that
First,
This is the
dividend
interesting one.
statistic.
This came from Statista, right? So it's called, source was Statista Global Consumer Survey. They didn't survey me because I might have had different answers, but I suspected they asked, it was the most desired gifts the U.S. this Christmas. So they asked a number of people what the most desired gifts were. But interesting, and they separated male and female, right? So the top three were exactly the same for both. The number one was money. That's what they want to receive. Number two, Number two was vouchers and gift cards. I guess most people's like, you don't know what I like, so just give me money,
That's
right?
true. Okay.
The third one was clothing, textiles, shoes, right? Then after that, it completely changes, right? So for men, number four was food and drinks, which makes perfectly sense.
Okay.
If you don't know what to give me a bottle of something.
Food and drinks is like probably just drinks.
Of course,
The category says food and drinks.
Would you deny like a gift card to a restaurant?
Oh no, but that's under the gift card voucher.
Yeah, I assume that's gift
Nikki
card.
actually had the benefit one time. Didn't you get like Omaha steaks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Elizabeth's grandmother gave him that.
Yeah.
Was
There you
great
are.
all year.
So-
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm betting like the food and drink split is like.
Nah, I think Michael's right. Like if you
50-50?
if you get a subscription to like Omaha Steaks or somebody sends you some like filet mignons. No guys out there going, dang, I really.
I could have had something else.
Yeah,
Exactly.
something else. Yeah, I prefer shrimp.
I mean, how happy would you be, Alex, if you got a nice big
Oh, I'd
roll
be
of
very
blue
happy.
cheese?
I'm just saying. I bet you given America that that's not a 50-50 split.
You like blue cheese?
Yeah. I think his point is that most probably men, it's like, give me a beer, give me a bottle of wine, give me some liquor.
So expensive cognac.
Olives.
That was on Nick's list.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Santa
The most
yesterday.
expensive cognac. So number four for women was cosmetics, perfume, body care.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Number five for men was smartphones, tablets, and accessories. Number five for women, jewelry and watches.
Oh,
Number
so jewelry
six-
was below cosmetics.
Yeah.
Why? 'Cause it's so expensive.
Exactly. I mean, today's world, come on, you go buy some cream to presumably get rid of your wrinkles. It's like, $6,000. I mean, and then it doesn't work. Well, it works for some women.
You've tried. You've
No,
tried.
I don't know how many
It doesn't work for Xavier. That's all we know.
Don't really, don't worry about my wrinkles, honestly. Number six was, for men, computer accessories. Number six for women was food and drinks. Number seven for men was consumer electronics. And number seven for women was smartphones, tablets, and accessories. And number eight for men was jewelry and watches. And for women was books and ebooks. So you think about it. So I noticed that
So men don't
5,
read.
6, and 7 for men was all having to do with electronics. For women, there's only one electronics choice. So
Well, that's because,
You-
let me see this list for a second.
You don't
So
believe
where's the
me?
men?
Mike
Yeah,
doesn't
so
say how many
consumer
this is
electronics, I bet for men is probably just like Xbox and PlayStation. They just don't want to list
Video
it.
games.
Yeah, video games. Because
Well,
I mean,
that's what I
what's
mean.
consumer
They-
electronics? You
So
already have
books
smartphones
don't
and
show up
tablets
on
and
the
computer.
men's
What's the
side.
other consumer electronics?
So books don't show up at all on the men's
No.
side?
No.
That's
Well,
disappointing.
did you know that 25?
Well, they use this smartphone story. What do you need an ebook for?
Well, even toy sales. Apparently, I saw an article that said that 25% of U.S. toy sales this year are going to be for other adults or for adults. We were just talking about it on Keats yesterday. Adult fan of Legos, like 25%.
Well, yeah,
of
if
US
this
toy
was the
stores.
Urpí list, number
like
one would
Legos.
be Legos,
Then booze,
99%.
No,
Yeah.
books are up there.
Yeah, books
We
is the
probably
other
get more
1%.
books than anything
Hey,
else.
I mean, you guys,
Okay, 98%
What do you want,
Legos.
you guys
1%
like a
books.
bottle of wine. Don't tell me
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
No,
but definitely
it's
not
all
the
up
clothing
there.
and textiles and shoes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Urpies are
Yeah.
not fashionable
Yes,
at
the
all.
Urpí boys haven't get enough clothes.
Once
and-
you have the Santa hat, you really don't need anything else.
No, it's
boy.
interesting to see the divergence. Obviously, this.
Yeah.
I think they have said women read more than men,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
so
they
that's
do.
not surprising.
It's what they read that may be the question.
Yeah, I mean, not everything you read improves your
Yeah.
mind, but
Well, it depends.
What are you trying to say, though?
Yeah,
I did.
that was a really weird.
there are
thing to
things
say.
you can read that don't improve your mind.
Right,
Okay.
but men we
If
read
it's
those
total
things
fluff.
too.
Yeah.
Right? But the whole point is that there are once you start actually getting though into the subgenres, that's when you start also getting breakdowns because men in general read more sci-fi and fantasy. Women will
We
read
got
other
a commenter,
genres. But-
John Blair, watching the show, but Philip Dow watching the show says he prefers $1 million. I can't dispute that.
I would assume in cash, not gift card.
Yeah, cash is, yeah. If
Yeah,
I'm going to get
okay.
$1 million, he's exactly right. I want it in dollars.
Yeah, dollars.
And
Yes.
$1 million is a nice round number.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm not trying to
yeah.
complain about that number. You know,
You'd have to be a really
choice.
good boy to get $1 million, I think, from Santa.
Really good.
It's called Lotto, right? I mean,
It's a
some
nice
guy won
Lotto.
$1 billion this year, didn't he?
Yeah, Uncle Santa
Uncle Santa.
Uncle
is,
Santa, yeah.
give you $1 million.
Sugar
But
Daddy
only-
Santa.
But only if you, remember Uncle Santa. Only if you have to spend the $2 to buy the lotto ticket.
Fair. But then you get that joke with the famous joke with God, with the guy praying and he's like, God,
Yeah, give me $1 million,
please
give me-
you know, I'll give it to this person, and God's like, you got to buy a ticket. So
Can't make you win the lotto if you don't buy a
no,
ticket.
yeah, you got to do your part.
Exactly. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, to see what people.
Yeah, I just saw that. It was kind of,
Yeah.
it was kind of just, this thing, I get this all
Is
the
this
time.
just
with
for
the-
this year?
I suspect so.
I wonder how
yeah.
that fluctuates over time.
I don't know.
You think money's
so,
always at the
yeah,
top?
let's see.
Wow.
So they
So
surveyed
you're just gonna
18
say
to
you-
89-year-olds, and the survey was from October 25th to November 2nd, 2022. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see. Maybe next year it'll be different. We should keep this on the record.
Yeah, we'll check back next year. and
Check
see,
back next year. If we
You
were-
guys are
if-
gonna have to
if-
remember
if-
that, 'cause
yeah, I was
I'm gonna
gonna say,
remember
if
this.
any of
I'll
us
put it on the
remember-
I
calendar.
gotta remember to hold this.
I'll
Put
put
it
it
on-
on the firm calendar. What
Yeah, you
do
can hold
people
it.
buy?
I got cheat notes.
But what
This year.
what about these? Which would you prefer, Pops? What would be your number one and number two?
Yes, after money.
Yeah, wow.
Obviously, now we know what number one is.
I mean, no. Well, you know me. I'm really more of a
Drink.
drink kind of guy. I mean,
Food and drink.
I like to share. You know, whether it be wine or liquor or. You know,
Yeah, but the
whatever.
problem is when we get you food and drink, then we drink half.
Well,
of it.
that's what I'm saying. That's the fun of it. Yeah,
that's
because
the fun
remember
of it.
when you guys were like just little kids, I
fun
mean, like
part
I
for
said,
me.
you know, it came to Christmas stuff. You have a bottle of wine there. It's like I'm the only one drinking this bottle of wine. It's like you don't really share it, right? It's like it's just sitting there. Granted, I had more wine. I didn't complain.
You can't really
but-
tell anyone, oh, isn't this good? I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, but now it's like we discuss it, and you
Yeah,
know,
but
it's
now
like
you hardly
then-
drink any because we're
well,
drinking more.
that's not true. I still
No,
drink
we always
enough.
pour Daddy the most.
Yeah, but
We pour Xavier the most. When we split it up, like he gets
Especially
gets
at the
that
end
inch,
where all that little
extra
stuff
inch.
comes out.
Well, the sediment, you get that's the
Sediment's
fun
like,
part. You get
wait a
to
minute.
chew it, you
What
know.
do I
the
get
most
here?
flavorful part.
It's where the flavor. It's true. That's where the
That's where
flavor
the
is.
flavor is.
That's
Thank
where all
you.
the flavor is. That's what makes it age. Is all that
I'll
stuff.
make sure I share that flavor this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're watching the show today, be sure you can do like Philip. Let us know what would be number one on your Christmas list.
And don't forget to share
for
and
this
like.
year.
Like and
we
share.
said
Like
it,
and share.
Like and share.
Ah.
Well, that's-
Share and
you
like.
can do
Share and
both,
like.
can't
Well
you?
done. Well done. Yeah, you can
It
like,
doesn't have to
share,
be
and
in-
comment.
Does it have to be in that order, like
No,
and
it
share?
can be in any
Nope.
order.
Any order you want.
I
You
want to
can
make
like,
sure people
share,
know
and
they can do it
comment.
any which way
So
they
do
want.
it Xavier style for today, folks. Share first and then like
And then
it.
like. And we'll still give you a shout out. We'll still give you a shout out if you share and like on the show
This
today.
is a rough crowd, I tell you. Oof. I'm not sure I'm going to do this every year.
Oh, you got no choice. That you got no choice. All right, 2022 favorite part. Start with favorite day y mañana.
Oh,
Oh wow, there was
that's-
50
you think
episodes.
I really remember all
Yeah,
of
but
them?
you only
lot
have to
of
pick one.
I can't
You only
remember.
have to remember one.
Hey, well, maybe I only
Or,
remember last week.
one of numerous. One of numerous. Doesn't have to be the best. We've had so many good shows. But like a couple things that stand out, things you've enjoyed this year.
My favorite ones were when Nickolas wasn't on.
Those are my favorite too.
When Nickolas wasn't on?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What about you? You tasked
Well,
these
favorite
tough
parts.
questions.
Favorite part. It doesn't have to be one specific favorite episode. Because I'm not sure.
Well, I mean,
that's what you-
yeah,
that's
parts
what
are
you-
easy.
But I've
Parts are-
enjoyed a couple. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
the one where Castle Hill came on and made all the
Cocktails.
cocktails
Josephine.
live on air.
Yeah.
Josephine made the cocktails live on air. Because I know we've been like talking about, hey, is that even possible?
Yeah.
And so they pulled that
She
off.
prepped
She pulled
that.
that off. Yeah.
She was here. I don't know if the audience knew. Like she was here like 15 to 20 minutes earlier, just at the table on this on the side, you know,
Yeah.
where the cameras never are on, and she was prepping a good
Mm-hmm.
while before, so that when she came on, she had everything ready to go. So it was a lot of hard
yeah,
work.
that was a lot
on
of
her part
fun.
to get that done.
You know, it was a lot of fun. There was a stretch of like 3-4 shows in a row that, unbeknownst even to me, not only did we have like one guest in each show that had gone to the CIC workshop, but they all were in the same work group, like they all knew each other.
Wow.
From the same center. Like, so, oh yeah, I was in a work group with who you had on last week, and then the next week, oh yeah, I was in a work group with them, and I was like, what are the odds?
Yeah, that's amazing.
That not
That's
only do we
amazing.
have three, because I know, okay, you just say new entrepreneurs, CIC does such a great job really with the workshop that you could have multiple new entrepreneurs in a row that had been to the workshop. But the odds of having like 3 in a row that not only were in the workshop, but knew each other from the same little work group in the 16-week workshop blew my mind. So that was really exciting because they were all thrilled. It was like, oh yes, I know. We would say, next week we're going to have on social, oh, I know her. She was in my work group. I'm like, this is wonderful.
So I will say that what I liked is finding out afterwards that a lot of our guests actually networked with each other and then made really important connections that persisted beyond the show. So one example that I'll give that I think is something, it was a great shout out, is that Caroline Herbert of Herbert's Wine Jelly did a collaboration with Castle Hill Cider. So now when you go to Castle Hill Cider and some of their brunch specials, there will be jellies from Herbert's Wine Jelly.
Wow.
And
yeah.
so that's
I think
great.
We've
it's
seen
so much
that.
fun.
Yeah, we've seen that happen, multiple times, and I mean, granted, it's hard for me to pick because, you and I, when we do it, at the end of the show, we always say, it's just so much fun. I mean, it's exciting. I mean, when you see, all these people with their small businesses, they come in here, they're entrepreneurs. And as we always say, the thing that shines the most is the passion for what they love doing. And you can just see it. And the rest, of course, is somewhat fluff in the sense of, how do you run your business? Yeah, that's the rough part. But, as
not
far
fluff,
as...
you mean like the challenge. That's
the challenge, yeah. The challenge of running a business versus just doing what you love, right? But you can see that they just love what they do, and therefore this is why they even started a business, and it shines through. And again, it's unbelievable that, here we are in Charlottesville. I mean, it's not the biggest city in the world. And look how many entrepreneurs with small businesses that come through, right? Through Today and Mañana. And you say, who would have known there's that many? I mean, I would have never even thought about that. And it's just fantastic. I mean, if there's...
Got more next year, too.
Yeah, I mean, either it says something wonderful about Charlottesville, which of course that's the case, but 2 also says wonderful about this country that you have a dream and you can literally pursue that dream, because you have a passion, a dream, and therefore you can pursue it. And then and you just you keep your fingers crossed that will continue forever, because there's nothing like it. Oh,
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. Thank you. That's usually not the case, but
Usually it's like, that was good.
Usually,
I could have.
Yeah, let me say it the right way.
Let me say it the way you should have said it.
That's right.
This is what Xavier meant to say.
What about you, Michael? I mean, you've been on a couple times.
Yeah, well, I would say probably more for selfish reasons, but I do enjoy when we have a lot of foodie kind of entrepreneurs on, and then Alex and I get to kind of like taste all the different stuff that we get to bring. Live on air, it's a little, I would say sometimes it's a little bit challenging. I know you've talked about it too, because it's sort of like you're like trying to eat, but like I don't want to be messy because I got the camera right there, right? So you're trying to eat, and keep the conversation going.
Especially that I notice Judah focuses on just that one person when they're eating.
Exactly. He zooms in. He's like,
zooms
I'm
in.
going to get them now.
Exactly. Wants to get the crumb falling on the shirt.
The mustard stain.
I do remember when you and I we had Rob and Shannon from
that's right, yeah.
And we were like having the feast. It was fun, but then also like, oh man, like it's like the egg roll, remember?
Exactly.
It's like, all right, don't make a mess.
Yep. And Mrs. Urpy has a comment. Thanks for watching, your Mrs. Urpy.
Mrs. Urpy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not yours, Mrs.
The original Mrs.
Urpy.
The original Mrs. Urpy
The sourdough starter of Mrs. Urpy.
Mrs. Urpy says that she was overjoyed. She has a comment about what her favorite thing this year. She was overjoyed in seeing so many women of all ages and backgrounds owning businesses.
Oh wow! So this is the woman thing that came out.
So that's what she was really enjoying this year, and
that's true though. That's true. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been
there's
a large majority of women-owned businesses, which is great.
Yeah. Well, I think she also means that of all ages too. It's not just you. It's not like you have to be in your 20s, and if I don't start a business in my 20s, it's too late. It's like we had people start. We had
30s,
young women starting in their 20s. We had
40s,
women starting it with kids. We had women starting that the kids had moved out of the house, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Well,
now
women
I
that
wanna
literally
do
just
this.
retired and said, "Now I'm going to start my own business."
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's the beauty. You can do that here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can say, "I've always wanted to do this," and obviously, in some cases, they'll go to CIC, learn a little bit about how do I do this,
How do I make
and
it
then
work?
and then they pursue that little passion they have. It's like, yeah, I'm 60. I still got 20 years to go. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to do something that
Hopefully
I love.
more.
Or more.
More.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah. Well, I
Hopefully
mean,
more.
in a sense, in the.
No, exactly. It's never too late. There's never like, oh,
No.
it's too late to start your
Yeah.
own
No,
business.
it's
You can't
never
do
too
it.
late, no.
Yeah.
You know, there's
It's never too late for anything, really. Eric Satie.
Well, we could get
went
Mrs.
back
Urpy
to,
to
yeah,
start
she should
something.
do.
Yeah.
There's
I know
something
she
could
started
do.
a.
We just can't have her
business
on,
with-
though.
No, that would be nepotism. Unless she bakes.
No, not nepotism. It has nothing to do with nepotism. Well, if she bakes, yeah.
If she bakes, then
Yeah.
she's
It's different.
She'd be
Then-
frequent.
No, it's just a Brooklyn night comes out once in a while, and then it's like, you have to delay the show, a little bit. You know how they
Well,
do
that's
that.
when
Judah
Judah
need like
needs
a
the
like
emergency
a
red button.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay,
emergency
wait,
red
okay.
button. Yeah.
This is
She's
Judah.
practicing now. It's
Judah
okay.
be tired all day long.
Eject, yeah.
No, it was a great year on the show, and looking forward to next year as well.
Oh, me too.
Thanks, MJ Arquette, lighting the show this morning. Thank you, MJ.
Queen of marketing. As
yes.
Jerry did. Yeah, the queen of marketing. She's great working with her for Castle Hill Cider.
So, 2022. Thinking ahead, what are you most looking forward to 2023?
I had that question yesterday.
Yeah,
I answered it yesterday. Do I have
Yeah,
to
but you
answer it
forgot.
again?
Yeah, but you probably forgot.
Well, that's the
what
problem.
you
I forgot what I
answered.
said.
See, I knew it.
I knew it. Then you're gonna say, "Wait a minute,
We did
yesterday
a
you said
different
this,
answer.
this,
We
this,
did a
this."
different
I've
answer.
got
No,
a little
show
stat-
related. What do you got?
Well, show related. Oh, I had a different
Okay, no, you can
statistic.
do it. Do
Well,
it.
it turns out on December 13th of this year, the scientists from the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory created the first fusion reaction with a net energy gain in history.
Oh, I saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that. I read
that's
that.
and that is, and I'm just saying that there's a lot of maybe you could look and you say, the economy is in the dumper or whatever. But things are happening regardless, right? People are still pushing forward.
Still
Entrepreneurs,
breakthroughs.
there are still breakthroughs in that if we can find a way, and I'm not just talking about we as in like Charlottesville or the United States, just the world, like if humans can find a way to create fusion energy, that will
Wow.
be huge. And one of the
That would
things
be
that it
unbelievable.
will hit the most is people who are of the lower income brackets because they spend more on energy as a percentage of their, income than all
Of
other
course.
groups. So you're literally talking about like you could reduce, you could just see like a complete erasure of poverty in a lot of nations if we could find a way to crack that. And that's huge because they've never had a net. So just to clarify for the audience, what that means is that every single time they've tried to do a test of fusion, where
They lose more energy
they
than they
lose
get
more
from
energy
it.
in trying to create it than the amount of energy they create from the experiment. This is the first time where they've created more energy than they've had to expend
Right.
to make the
And
experiment.
the goal
happen.
is that once you create fusion, it just continues. In other words, you don't have to recreate it every single time. The problem
It's
is
also safer
It's safer,
than
of course.
fission, right?
Yep.
So
Oh,
that's
yeah, it
another
doesn't
thing.
release.
Why don't you explain the difference in case
So
people don't
fission
know?
is when you split an atom.
An atom, yeah.
And so you're
Nuclear, no,
basically-
nuclear.
you're sharing- yeah, nuclear.
And that produces radiation.
And that produces radiation, right? And it's also harder to like stop because once they start splitting each other, then you
They
can
keep
have a lot of
exploding.
problems if there's a leak, if there's if the shutdowns as everyone worried about with Chernobyl, etc. Like you can cause a lot of radiation. Fusion is different because you can stop it. So it turns out that you can just like literally shut it down, and the radiation that you get just comes out as a sort of like sludge, apparently. And this is just a very, very basic. I know there's a lot of scientists out there that probably rolling their eyes at the way I'm explaining it, but for the purposes of just like a basic understanding, it's much more manageable and therefore much safer.
Yeah.
You can shut it down. You don't have to worry about it, and it produces a lot more energy. Like you can run almost entire cities off of very, very little reaction. So it is a huge deal. So
Yeah.
I'm looking
That's our
forward
first
to that.
one.
Yeah, I'm
That's
looking
the first
forward to
one.
that
We're looking
too.
forward to 2023 Nickolas Urpí fusion.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Xavier, top that.
Top fusion.
No,
Top
yeah, listen,
nuclear fusion.
you know me, I'm kind of a simplistic guy, and it's what I said yesterday. I love what I do, and so just the idea that people come to us and say, I need help, necesito ayuda. Sometimes they say it in Spanish, necesito ayuda, right? And it's like just to be able to help. It makes my day. It really does. I mean, I'm not trying to be.
No,
I can't think of that word.
No,
I'm not
I
trying to
said
be
it
that.
on Jerry's
But it's
show on Tuesday. I
genuine.
said it on I Love CVille. You can
Yeah.
see it. He really does
Yeah.
make his day.
Yeah, and that's what I like. It's what I enjoy about what I do more than anything else, And I mean, I love doing the research and I love everything else. But when somebody comes in and says, "I need help, and this is what I'm trying to accomplish," can I? And then obviously, all of us do the work as far as the research is concerned and then the analytics. But just to be able to say, "Yes, we can help you," and just to see the gleam in their eyes, like, "Oh, thank goodness!" Right? That's what I love doing, and I hope that in 2023 I can just do it more.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, Camilla Priest, watching the show this morning. Michael, you actually didn't answer this question yesterday. You're the only one who.
Well,
didn't
I
have a
mean,
chance.
looking forward to 2023. I guess I'm hoping it's 22 except better. I guess.
Okay. Not bad. That's.
Yeah.
How about a Yankee championship? I mean, we got Judge, we got Rodon.
Well, since
Also
we're
John
staying
Wick
local,
4.
maybe hopefully UVA can
okay.
get into the
Yeah,
tournament, have a good year.
At least Final Four.
Nah, Final Four I think is a little, at this point right now, I'm thinking it's a little far away right
A
now.
stretch.
Out of reach.
A bit of a stretch,
Finals.
but I think
Sweet 16.
last year we didn't even make the tournament, so I think we'll make the
Okay.
tournament this year.
I think so, too.
Maybe will be nice to get into the Sweet 16 and maybe
An
have a
Elite Eight
chance
run.
for Elite Eight.
I mean, the team has the talent. The team has the potential to do
Yeah.
it.
You still got Tony Bennett as coach, and I think that's always a plus. I don't think there's really that many great teams up top either. I mean, you saw UNC and Duke. The top
UNC has
10.
4 losses, and
Yeah,
they started the
and
year as the
they've
number
kinda-
1 team in the country.
Exactly, yeah. So I don't think there's there's not like a monstrous like top 10 teams when you're just looking at like, oh, UVA can't beat those teams. No, I don't think that's the case. So I think it's anybody's game in the tournament. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. Maybe a baseball.
Baseball, I have high
I mean,
hopes for. We had a really
yep.
good team last year. We just kind of fell a little short in the postseason.
Exactly. So baseball to be back.
I
UVA
think baseball's going to have a good team. Football, I'm not so
see.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, new
We'll
coach,
see.
so this year was a little rough.
It was a little I think it's going to be a little growing process.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't expect too much.
Yep. And then, of course, I think lacrosse will be back, which has been won a number of championships recently.
Yeah.
So I think there's some opportunities. Tennis is always a big one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, so much to look forward to.
Always.
And then nationally, the Yankees hopefully can do something.
Yeah. I won't put my hopes.
But don't go there.
Yeah.
After what they've done to us, don't go
No.
there.
There's also John Wick 4 to look forward to.
Oh,
I know it's Christmas,
Man.
but
this is Christmas right here, Nick.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, I
John
love
Wick.
it. Like when we do the sizzle reel from the show, it's going to be what were Nick's favorite, most looking forward to.
Fusion
2023?
and
It'll
John
be
Wick
Fusion
4.
and John Wick 4.
Yeah.
I said,
Oh,
okay.
wow. Yeah, I mean, if you can crack Fusion, then like maybe ticket prices will come down and you can see it twice.
There you go.
Speaking actually of like movies and Christmas, right? There's always a debate, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. But is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh, absolutely. It is. There's no doubt about it.
Takes place
Okay.
on Christmas.
Alex laughed.
Well, it's not, it doesn't
I'm
take
a-
place.
I'm a
no,
little more
it doesn't
dubious.
take place on Christmas. There's a Christmas party going on in the building.
Yes,
That's
but
not-
it does take place
No,
on
it's on
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas
on
Eve,
Christmas,
then.
yeah.
Yeah, so it must be Christmas
Wow.
Eve because I mean they're,
I mean,
they're,
White
they're
Christmas
all
doesn't
working.
start on Christmas either.
No, no, I
technically.
know, but you said
And
on
apparently
Christmas,
somebody
Christmas
once compared,
Eve.
like one of the screenwriters originally had compared them both and said it has more Christmas songs than White Christmas. Takes place on Christmas, whereas White Christmas does not for most of the movie. And like he was going down the list of all the reasons, and his conclusion was that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
The plot of the movie is also terrorists take over a hotel and police.
So evil versus
Evil
good.
defeated by good. That's the whole point of Jesus
I
coming.
know.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
in
the-
It's a Wonderful Life, doesn't Mr. Potter take over all of
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Bedford Falls?
He does it. He does it in a quiet way, but everybody
Exactly.
suffers. Here,
I don't know,
only a few
I'm
people
still a
suffer.
little dubious.
What's the most important thing about Christmas?
Jesus.
Well, outside of Jesus, like
Outside of Jesus.
no, but
Amen.
outside of
Jesus.
perspective.
Like
More
what? Love, goodwill towards
family.
man,
Oh,
family.
family. What's the plot of Die Hard? He's
Family.
trying to save his
His
family.
family. Yeah.
His
Family.
wife is being hostage, and he's saving his
I
family.
don't know.
That's the most Christmas-like thing to do.
I feel
save
like
your family.
there's a feeling that you get when something
Throwing Alan
I'm just
Rickman
not getting
off
it.
a skyscraper is the most Christmas thing you could do.
Listen, all I can say is that Mrs. Urpy, the mother, Mrs. Urpy, every time I'm like, oh, you want to see Die Hard during the Christmas season? She says yes.
That's, there you go. I
if
think that
she-
settles
I
it.
wouldn't have said that on air. No.
No, but it's like Miracle on 34th Street. You know, our mom is like sort of like the government thing. If our mother says that Die Hard's a Christmas movie,
She's the
then
authority.
it is a Christmas movie, and then no one else.
Certainly in the Urpí
She's
house.
the authority.
She is the basis of competent
Exactly.
authority.
Yeah.
So,
If
okay.
she deems it a Christmas movie, then
Speaking of films, shall we get to the trivia?
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. First, I got a comment from one of our best fans, Monica Miller, watching us from Montana.
Oh, hello, Monica.
Thank you for watching the show. She says, great show, Urpí team. Love your encouragement for all small businesses and entrepreneurs. Looking good. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Looking good.
thank you, Mrs.
Thank you,
Miller.
Mrs. Miller, for
Hey.
watching us.
Yeah, but
It must be the hat.
Which Urpí's looking good? That's the
I'm sure she
question.
means all of
It was
us.
a general statement. She didn't specify.
I'm sure she means
Well, I
all
think
of
we
us.
She's
should
got to be talking
start
about the
with
old
me
guy.
and
I mean, come on, look at this.
But thank you for watching. I know it's chilly.
Stay
out there.
warm
Stay
in that
warm. Stay
Stay
warm.
warm. Don't
You
go
know, we
outside.
here in the East Coast, we
She
complain.
definitely has,
Yeah.
if not a café con leche, something warm next to her right now. I can
Well, maybe
I
some
can well
like mulled
imagine.
wine or something.
Oh, yeah.
nice.
There you go.
there
See,
you go.
see what I
There
mean?
you
There's
go.
always something.
There's always something.
All right, Nick.
First question.
Trivia.
Which famous Christmas movie was released in May because producer David Zanuck believed that warmer weather made for a bigger box office?
It's a
Miracle on
Wonderful Life.
34th Street.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Michael?
I know the answer. I'm gonna say White Christmas.
No, it's actually Miracle on 34th Street.
Miracle on
No,
34th
that's because I
Street?
told him.
Yeah.
He said the first answer.
I told him it was
That's it. No more questions.
wow.
We're done.
What?
That's
I didn't want to spoil his one moment.
It also won 3 Academy Awards, actually, for Best Supporting Actor for Edmund Gwenn, or Best Original Story, and Best
But that came out in
Screenplay.
1947, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. But actually, the release date was, I believe, January 1st of 1947.
That's a different movie that I told you about yesterday. You've already forgotten.
Oh.
Yeah. I told
Oh, boy.
Xavier
It's a
this
Wonderful
trivia
Life.
yesterday.
The
He
movie
forgot it in May.
This
It was
was-
released in May.
Wow.
And they suppressed the Christmas theme, like, in the trailer so that people wouldn't think it was about Christmas because they wanted people to go out and see it.
That's just-
so, like,
like,
which
what's the
defeats the
point?
purpose.
That's,
Yeah.
you know what
Didn't
that
wanna-
reminds me of? I don't know if you remember, this is obviously years and years ago. Do you remember Christmas with the Cranks?
Yeah.
So that movie released like during the November-December season. But I remember there was a big controversy because they released a movie on DVD in like April. And a lot of people were upset because when they used to have Christmas
Oh, they
movies,
would wait till
they would
the
wait
next-
until next year, the Christmas year, to release it
Ah,
on DVD.
interesting.
But I guess for that movie, they didn't really care. So they just released it, and all these people were upset. They're like, why are you releasing this movie on DVD? It's a Christmas movie. It's April. Like, no one's going to go buy it. But people don't even think like that anymore.
they
in
don't.
reality. It's just sort of like, okay, let's, after a month in the movie theater, let's put it on streaming.
So we've got one for Xavier.
That's,
welcome.
that's as good as it's
You're
going to
welcome.
get.
Nothing,
That's as
nothing
good as
like
it's gonna
having a
get.
young son help the old guy.
This one is, it started off as movie. It's not a direct movie question, but it'll tie in. Which famous American author influenced Charles Dickens to work on A Christmas Story as a result of their own set of Christmas stories?
Hawthorne.
The hint is that he is from the American Renaissance, so that's
Wait,
technically a
redo the
valid
question.
answer.
Redo the question.
Famous American author that influenced Charles Dickens to work
Oh, yeah,
on
wait
A
a
Christmas
minute.
Story as a
That was-
result of
that
their
was the
Christmas work. It was an author from the American Renaissance. Or the Renaissance, depending on how you
What
pronounce
time
it.
period is that?
That's before Charles Dickens, obviously. Or contemporaneous with Charles Dickens.
Yeah. Had to be
Norman
before.
Melville?
Had to be before 1823, I guess.
Okay, so we've got Hawthorne Melville.
Washington Irving.
Alex is correct. It is a Washington Irving. Yes.
I saw him go click, click, click.
No,
click.
that's
Those
not-
fingers
that's
were
not-
and the
flying
funny
over
thing
there.
is, those-
Take that computer away.
Those stories are from the same book of short stories that Sleepy Hollow is in. The
That's
original.
what I guessed. That's what
Yeah.
I figured.
I was going to say Sleepy Hollow, but
So we've
what I
got
figured.
one
Who
for
wrote it?
Xavier, one for Alex, 0 for Judah and Michael.
oh, Michael.
I'm just keeping Judah involved.
You don't have to keep score like that. I mean, it's like, oh, Judah, go in there. Hurry up.
Gotta check the next one. Well, in that case, Jerry's here now. Jerry also has 0 because he's not.
And he's got a laptop, too. These guys don't count. Only Michael and
Okay.
I don't have laptops.
So, The Greatest Gift is the original title of which famous Christmas movie?
Christmas movie?
Yes, there's a famous Christmas movie. Its original title was The Greatest Gift. Everyone knows about it and has. So that we have Jerry Miller's answer is Die Hard.
It's not a bad guess.
It's
Yeah.
a Wonderful Life.
Xavier?
I'm trying to think which famous one.
I mean, you guys can't take a whole show.
I'll also
either.
do Wonderful Life. I'm going to do It's a Wonderful Life too.
White Christmas, because I'm not going to say that again.
Judah has no response. So, Bad Santa. Alex and Michael correct. It's a Wonderful Life. Was the Yeah.
Dang
See,
it.
that's
So do they share a point? Or how does that work? A
Yeah,
half
we
each?
should point.
I'll give them both a point, but
Yeah, we should
it's
have point.
Alex is 2-1. But next time, Alex, you can't.
Well, who
just
said it first?
steal Michael.
So he's get the point.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's how it works?
next time,
Oh, I
yeah,
thought you two both
next
said the
time you got to
same.
think of it first.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
okay,
I
okay.
was gonna
No, I
say
didn't
this.
realize it was like Jeopardy.
I'm giving you a pass.
I was gonna
because
say
we
It's a
didn't-
Wonderful
because
Life.
No,
we
I
didn't
didn't realize that.
establish
The
rules.
rules
From
were
now on,
established,
rules
and it
are
was
not-
like
So
Jeopardy.
from now on, they are reestablished.
Jeopardy.
You cannot steal Michael's
Monica
answer.
Miller says she does. Will do to keep warm. She has her cafe con leche.
Oh,
There you are, you
perfect.
see.
Thank you, Monica. All right, Cary Grant was originally going to star in this famous Christmas movie that RKO Pictures bought for the movie for Grant to star in.
The bishop's wife.
Well, he already stars in that.
What?
He already stars. He's already
No,
starring
but
that.
he was supposed
Oh,
to.
Rick-
Yeah, he was
originally going
supposed
to
to be. He
star.
was supposed to be the other guy.
No, listen, that's his answer.
fine.
What do you gotta give?
Yeah, but the
Because
question's
he ends up, I
misleading.
think he ends up being supporting actor, not the star. That's why I asked.
Yeah, but
Okay.
your question's misleading.
Misleading,
Did he
yeah.
not end up in the movie?
Well, maybe
No,
that's
he
not
was
the
originally
answer.
going to star.
Maybe that's not
Oh,
the answer.
well, that's
Yeah,
it.
but the problem is he could still star in a movie without being.
I beat you guys.
He's
to
not
it.
in the movie. How about
He's
that?
not in the movie.
Oh, well,
You're
okay.
disqualified because he's not in the movie.
Well, you didn't say that. I was
It says
like,
originally going to star.
Yeah,
They
no,
got it.
because
You
that
just
would have been my
figured it
first
out.
guess too, but it's a wait a minute.
Yes, I did a
No,
different
you don't get a
guess.
different guess. If you get the right answer, you're not allowed. If you only if it's wrong, do you allow your
What
guess?
Christmas?
The Cary Grant was. If the audience knows that you can. you
Yeah,
can
the
put it in
audience
two.
is allowed to shout out, and therefore no one will get a point except me. I
Let's
guess.
see if
Well,
I'll
the
get
audience
a
can
point.
beat us.
How come
The
mommy's
audience
not
gets
helping me?
more.
I don't get it. You'd think she'd be on my side here.
Who your wife doesn't know. That's
She
like
can
a-
go online and look it
I
up
dug
for me.
deep
That's a
for
tough
these
one.
questions.
Oh, you dug deep?
Yeah, I dug real deep.
So that means I don't know it.
I was like a Wikipedia wizard last night,
Oh.
coming up with these.
Oh boy. What year?
Well, if I tell
During-
you, so
during
okay,
Cary
so
Grant's
unfortunately,
lifetime.
Pops, you're going to be disqualified from this because I got to give the hint. The hint is that this movie was originally supposed to come out in 1947, but was moved into was premiered in the end of 1946, so they could make it into the Academy Awards.
It's a Wonderful Life.
I said you were disqualified
Why?
because I already told you that last night.
You told me the whole story. You didn't tell
Yeah,
me
I
all
told
about
you that
Cary
part.
Grant.
I forgot to. I didn't tell you the Cary
Oh,
Grant
so-
part.
So we
Once you
didn't
said
know.
1947, there's only two movies I know when it came out in 1947.
So the correct answer is It's a Wonderful Life. Cary Grant was originally going to star, but ended up not starring in that
Thank
movie.
goodness, because I like
so nobody gets
I like
a point.
Jimmy Stewart. No,
Yeah, Jimmy
nobody
Stewart's
gets a
great.
point.
Yeah, but that actually went through a lot of
Wow,
rewrites.
I didn't know that.
apparently.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
Cary Grant
Frank
was supposed to
Capra.
star.
Apparently, the original story had a lot
Wow.
of change. Originally, he was going to star Cary Grant as a politician who, after losing an election, decides to commit suicide.
Oh,
As it would have been a completely different
Completely different
story.
movie.
Yes.
Wow.
And
But you didn't tell me everything about
Doesn't
Cary
matter.
Grant.
We'll move on. There's a lot of questions here, and we only have 15 minutes left anyway. So, which famous star was originally going to be the bishop in The Bishop's Wife, who does not end up in the movie? So he's not in the movie.
oh.
So this is
he's
not the
not
swap.
in the-
Because everyone famously knows that, and originally David Niven and Cary Grant swapped. So when Cary Grant was brought on, he was swapped with David Niven because he wanted to play the angel, and David Niven ended up as the bishop, who was the original actor who was going to be the bishop.
The original.
And bonus if you know the wife, the original wife, because it wasn't supposed to be Loretta Young either.
Whoa.
It was this actor's wife.
No, who was supposed to play the bishop's
Play the
wife?
bishop's wife. It wasn't Loretta Young.
I'm gonna go. William Powell was supposed to be the bishop, and Bruno Lloyd was going to be the wife.
Oh, that's a good-
That's a good guess.
Yes. Oh, I should
I mean,
have
it's
done that
probably wrong,
myself.
Well, yeah, it is wrong, but
Yeah.
I could take because you're not allowed to steal his answers anymore.
I won't take his answer.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is not fair because you guys know I don't remember any actor or actress's name.
Tell me the
Period.
movie that you were thinking of and that they're in.
Yeah, just name a random movie.
No, I mean,
Charles.
it's like,
Oh, dang.
I'm terrible at
Just
that.
any actor you know.
Say Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, runs well.
Jimmy Stewart and
Jimmy Stewart's gonna be your answer to
and
every actor
Claudette
question.
Colbert or something. I don't know.
Claudette Colbert.
There you are. That's what I'm saying. I'm
wow.
saying Jimmy Stewart and the Colbert lady there.
I'll do Ronald Coleman.
Ronald Coleman?
Yeah, he
no.
was in like old movies.
The correct answer was Dana Andrews and Teresa Wright.
Oh,
We're
Dana
originally going
Andrews.
to, yeah,
Oh,
Best Years of Our Lives. It
I
was going to
remember
be
that.
another Best Years of Our Lives.
Wow. Oh, but wait a second. We have, so that you can be stumped.
Somebody has a
Elizabeth
trivia
Miller is sending a trivia question for you.
for me. Oh,
For you,
okay.
well, for everybody, but
For
like,
everyone. Okay,
this
but
is
I
from
can
you.
answer.
All right, wait a second. So yeah, we got trivia here. Which country It's not a movie trivia, but it doesn't have to be. It's Christmas
It doesn't,
trivia.
yes.
It's Christmas. Which country donates the Christmas tree for London's Trafalgar Square?
Germany.
Which
Country?
Yeah, which country?
Germany.
He says Germany.
I will say Norway.
I was gonna say France, but I think they're too cheap in France. So. I'm gonna say something like Switzerland.
Mighty, that's it.
What is it?
Norway.
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 How do
It's
you-
been
It had to be a
gifted-
place. It
it's
had to
been-
be a place that had big
It's been
trees.
gifted every year
How do you
since
know?
1947 to thank Britain for its support in World War II.
Oh wow, Norway.
Yeah, they wouldn't have done that
Yeah,
to Germany.
I would expect that
Div-
because
Div-
Norwegians are generous.
Give Michael a point.
Yeah,
Give
Michael gets a point. So now
Nick
it's
has
2-2
been
and
stumped.
Thank
one.
you, future sister-in-law.
Nick has been stumped. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Elizabeth.
Well, you know what?
made
I'm
my
not gonna
day.
pull out the hard one. White Christmas.
Hard one? No,
Originally,
what
yeah,
were the
they're
other
all
ones?
hard.
Yeah, we had the other one. I
Yeah,
was
really?
just no, two random actors in the
Yeah,
1940s
really.
could have been and
Oh, this
that's
one
fine.
hopefully is a little
Okay.
easier. White Christmas originally cast which famous actor alongside Bing Crosby, but eventually replaced said person with Danny Kaye?
So it has to be somebody that can sing and dance.
Fred Astaire.
No, that other guy,
Yes,
Gene, yeah.
Gene, you and I are thinking the
Yeah.
same guy. What's
Kelly,
his name?
Kelly,
Gene
Gene Kelly.
Correct answer was Fred Astaire.
Yes.
It was gonna be Fred Astaire, and then
Wait,
he
so
did
basically
about-
Holiday Inn again?
Holiday Inn
Pretty
2.0.
much, yeah. It would have been their third picture
Man.
together.
And we know we
with
complain
Irving
about
Berlin.
people doing like the
Reboots.
Yeah,
reboots
reboots,
of
yeah.
everything. I mean, it's basically like what we're going to
They had
do.
to rewrite some of the movie
I
actually.
think
to
you
include
gotta
Danny
give
Kaye.
Mrs. Urpí a point. I missed her comment that she correctly identified the wonderful life that he was disqualified from. So Mrs. Urpí,
interesting.
audience has a point there.
Mama Urpí knows what she's watching. Yeah.
Well, she's on my side, so that still counts as mine.
Interestingly-
We're together here. Whatever the present
interestingly
They
is,
didn't
enough-
say that
we-
before the game started, so.
Interestingly enough, as well, Bing Crosby, Irving Berlin, and Danny Kaye all asked for shares of the profit from the movie, and ended up actually making quite a much because it was one of the greatest best-selling musicals of all time.
Oh.
One of the best Christmas, like one of the highest-grossing Christmas
Who knows? The
movies,
family
too.
might be still making money. They play that like all year.
Every year, yeah, it's
Like
absolutely.
all day
Yeah.
on Christmas Day.
Okay, now which now famous actor auditioned for the role of Ralphie in A Christmas Carol as a child? The hint is he had a prominent role in The Lord of the Rings.
Elijah Wood.
He probably beat me to it.
No, that's Sam.
Sam is an acceptable answer.
Wait.
You don't need to know the actor's
Joel
name.
John Austin.
There you go, that's him too.
I'm gonna go.
Okay, so Judah's
I'm gonna
in for Sean
go
Austin.
Vito Mortensen.
Vito Mortensen.
He's gotta be slightly
He's too
older.
old.
He's too old.
It's okay, let him. That's
Yeah,
his answer.
that
You
was
said
a
famous
terrible
child
answer.
star?
No,
I
I
missed
didn't
that
say famous
part.
child.
Oh.
So he had to be a child to make the movie.
Yeah, but I
The
think
correct
that's
answer
it.
was Sean Austin. Sean
Oh,
Austin auditioned.
okay.
So Judah and Xavier have 2. Michael has 2. Alex has 3. All right, we're going into the home stretch
The
here.
home
The
stretch.
last 3. In the Charlie Brown Christmas, Snoopy twirls Charlie Brown and Linus on Linus's blanket. Charlie Brown crashes into a tree to reveal the title, and Linus in the original airing got thrown somewhere else, where he landed and smashed into the original TV sponsor who paid for the special. Which famous huge company was the original sponsor of the TV special?
NBC.
No.
Oh.
It was not. It was not.
Oh.
I will clarify. It is not a network. It wasn't the network. It was a sponsor.
Sponsor Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
Yeah, that's called them. No, that's
Remember?
I know, yeah, no, I
Ovaltine
know.
from A
No, I
Christmas
remember.
Story?
It's
Yeah.
just, when I think of Ovaltine.
Make sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah. Oof.
Thank you, Stacy Chapman, for watching. Also, while
Oh,
we're,
thank you, Stacy.
That's-
Love
Any
Stacy, she
ideas
was
that
one of our-
your age?
I'm-
Your time was before my time.
Hershey.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Michael?
actually. That's a good guess.
Is Nestle the same as Hershey?
No.
No.
I
think
just
so.
do Nestle.
The correct answer was Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. I should have known that.
Yeah.
I love
Turns out they
Coca-Cola.
were very disappointed when they first got the special because of they didn't think the jazz music fit. They didn't think the animation was right.
Oh, dang.
But then it actually captured 49% of the initial airings, like the shares of people watching. So basically,
Wow.
half the country that had a TV set on were
Watching
watching
that.
Charlie. But the only thing that beat it that day was Bonanza.
Bonanza.
That's what you were watching. huh?
My fiance has another one.
Oh,
My
okay.
fiance has another one.
Miss-
You see, the Millers are very good at trivia.
Wait, I thought she
Okay.
was working today. I'm gonna have to call UVA.
No, she's good. She's good. She's I'm sure she
as hard as they are
prepared.
cooking.
I'm sure she prepared these in advance.
This is
Oh,
in
okay.
between, like, liver slicing.
Yeah, exactly.
Liver slice.
No. I'm sure these were sent in advance.
Oh, they were. Oh,
Yes.
okay, they were scheduled.
Well, yeah, she's not. She does a good job.
Oh,
at
you have a
work.
whole.
She does a
oh,
good
she's
job
got
at work.
He's got a whole.
She
thing,
does a
like,
good
she sent him
job
all
at
these
work.
questions in advance.
She does a
Okay.
good job at work. She's
So
not,
this is what they did last night.
Yeah, they were planning this.
That's
before they
Okay,
got back at
so
me.
when did Christmas become a national holiday in the United States?
Oh,
You just the year. You just guess a year,
a year.
or whoever's closest gets the point. We'll do it that way.
1944.
Me. I was going to say 1945.
Oh, you can say 44?
No, I was going to say 1945. I was
I'm
going
trying to
so
think
close.
when Ulysses S. Grant was president, because I know he did a bunch of stuff, but I don't know if he did national holidays. 1870, just spitballing.
Anybody else? How did
I'll go 1680.
1680 for
We were in a country then,
Yeah, we were
Jerry.
It just
No, it's when we were a country.
when it became a
National
national holiday.
holiday. We were still British then.
How about I'll go 1901.
Okay, that's a good guess.
Who do you got, guess? Let's say 1919.
1919. You guys were all close, but I can't believe you actually guessed it. It was 1870.
It was 1870.
You
Wow.
wouldn't be able to guess
was
that.
Was it Grant's?
It was
first
Ulysses
term?
S. Grant.
Yeah, because I knew Grant did some
He
stuff
signed the
with national-
proclamation on
Yeah,
June 24th.
Yeah,
How
Grant
the
did some.
heck did
Well, because I know he did a whole bunch of
1945.
You were
nationalistic
supposed to be
stuff.
stumped
Grant.
by this.
No, I know because I was thinking to myself, Ulysses. What'd you say?
What kind of idiot says 1945?
It's like 1640.
Yeah, well, I love it. Only Jerry, you picked a day when we weren't even a nation yet.
Turkey was the country.
Yeah.
Question on
Yeah,
that was a
very
good question. That was a good
yeah.
question.
All right, so we got 2 questions left. Actually, I asked one of them. I answered one of them already. So now we only have 1 question left.
Oh, we got more here. There's more.
Okay,
There's
perfect.
more.
Which famous actor? Actually, I got a point for that.
Yeah,
Which
you
famous actor narrated the 1960s "How the Grinch Stole Christmas" TV special?
Boris Karloff.
Oh, you guys knew already.
Yeah, we just saw the. We just
Oh,
saw
darn
last
it.
night.
Okay.
I said
Boris
it first.
Karloff.
I said it first. I
Yeah,
did
but
the-
that's but I
Got
was.
it, if they both knew.
Hey, we all get
you
points
know,
here.
That doesn't count. Yeah. All right. So here's a question. There was one of the. You're not going to know that person, so it's not a question.
Why?
I was going to say who originally, because the only person who did not voice a child, the only person not voiced by a child in the Charlie Brown Christmas special was Snoopy. He was voiced by someone else. Do you know which person from the
Does
set
it have to be
voiced
the name, or can we be like,
the role? You can do if you want.
Let's say.
Oh, from the set? What do you mean from the set?
Like
who
somebody
in the
was-
production
who in
did
the
it?
production team
Let's say.
voiced Snoopy.
Well, maybe let's say the director. The director did it.
the producer.
It was the director. It was director Bill Mendelsohn, who's also the animator. Actually, decided to just do
That's,
a temporary.
that's
voice.
really guessing. That's
Yeah,
not
that's not
knowing.
really- yeah,
that's
that's
not
not hard.
knowing.
I
That's-
want that point.
That's
though.
guessing. Now that's that.
Okay, wait.
Uneducated guess.
I have more.
Very
I have more.
uneducated.
I have more here. Okay, so how long did it take Charles Dickens to write A Christmas Carol?
Whew.
2 months.
A year.
6 months.
I know.
It was 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Wow.
6 weeks.
2 months. You said 2 months.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah, I
pretty
thought
close.
you said Michael
he
wins, so
gets
he's
that
tied
one.
with you.
He gets that one.
He's tied with you.
My
I guess.
sister-in-law never fails me. My future sister.
I meant to say weeks. I don't know why I said months.
Here, well, I
It
can't
must have
get
been
points.
slip
I
of the tongue.
can't get points from these.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
You already
oh,
lost.
yeah,
Michael
so-
tied with you.
No,
You can't win.
I can't win, but I can still tie for first.
Unless I ask one of these other questions.
I can
but
still
don't think
tie
that's
for
gonna
first.
happen.
Okay. Oh, well, this is a good one. This was a good one. In which country is KFC, like the fried chicken,
Kentucky Fried Chicken?
right, a Christmas dinner tradition?
In which country?
Yes. In
There's
which country
there's
is it at? There is a country in which it's a
Kentucky.
tradition to have KFC
that a country?
on Christmas dinner.
KFC, a country? That's a little odd. Iceland?
Japan.
Oh, that's probably a good, better guess.
That's a great guess.
That is a good guess.
Well, it ain't any of the countries that I know. Let's put it that way.
Indonesia's not a bad guess either. Asia was the way to go.
Vietnam.
He got it.
Japan.
Japan. Japan.
Wow, he's winning.
These two were in cahoots.
Yeah,
Let me check the phone
I'm
here.
sure your
She sent them
fiancé
all the
didn't, like,
answers
give
last
Michael
night.
all the
Oh,
That's
she
what it
would
is.
have. Oh, Mrs. Urpí had guessed Japan too. Mrs.
Wow.
Urpí got
She's
Japan
good.
too.
Which-
No, she's
which-
not. No,
Which Mrs. Urpy?
No,
No,
the
my
original
Mrs. Urpí is.
All right, she's with me. I got
not
so we got
doing it.
points here. Thank you, Jan.
Yeah, apparently, in the early 1970s, the manager for the first KFC in Japan learned that people were seeking alternatives to turkey, so he marketed a fried chicken bucket with the slogan, Kentucky is Christmas. It was so successful that even now, Christmas accounts for a third of KFC's annual sales.
Holy cow.
Well, you want to know how I got that answer? So I don't know if you remember the 1995 Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen.
Oh, that's
They
true.
go into the Denny's,
And
he's
it's all
about
the-
to go in, and
and
he
it's the
goes,
Japanese.
oh, Denny's, it's an American classic. You go in, and it's all these Japanese, and they're eating there. So, of course, the first thing I went to mind is Japanese love kind of like, or the Asian culture loves American food on like American holidays, or sort of in that general sense.
That's
I said,
clever.
I tried Japan.
That's clever also. I
Very
think
Yeah, it's like
Mike
the
has
Chinese
done.
restaurant from Christmas or the Christmas Story, when they end
Yeah,
up at the
they end up
Chinese
there,
restaurant.
yeah.
Reverse,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
that's
opposite,
right.
Yeah.
They cut that duck.
Remember?
Yeah, with the duck, that was fun. Yeah.
So I think Mike wins.
I
Can anybody catch him?
I mean,
Well,
unless,
if you keep going, then eventually someone will guess.
yeah,
someone
how
will
many,
get it.
how many he's got? He's got 5.
Well, how do we know? I mean, at this point.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
So let me try to pull. Okay, so the Christmas Carol was originally, when it first came out, was priced at 5 shillings. What is the equivalent of that in today's
Pounds?
Wait, but
Pounds.
in pounds?
in pounds in 2022?
Yeah, but I don't know the
5
relation
shillings.
to
Well,
shillings and
it's
pounds.
like
say-
cents versus
5 shillings.
cents versus dollars.
I'll say that is now $10. I mean, 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
20 pounds.
25 pounds.
Michael wins again. It's 26 pounds.
It was possibly just when
You know what? I think Michael just.
I think he just-
I
he
think he
just
just
does it.
won. I
He's-
mean, I can't even
He
like.
came from behind. And
I can't even like pull
he's
together
crushing me
some
today.
other.
He's got that touch today.
I know.
Yeah, this is not.
Yeah,
a
well,
qu-
3 of them came from Alex's fiance. So
That's
he
true.
should-
Yeah, that
he-
doesn't
I know.
count.
He should.
Yeah, wait a minute. That doesn't count. And I think about it. It had to be
Elizabeth,
only.
what did you do to me?
It only had to be Nickolas.
Well, okay, kind of ended up counting because then it was too late. We established that it counted.
When we were trying to determine which Mrs. Urpí had answered the question, Mama goes, the one married to the old man.
To who?
To the old man. That Mrs. Urpí. I think Michael is victorious today. I don't
absolutely.
think anybody's catching him.
A last
Well,
piece of
just-
trivia, though, is not a question, but I thought it was interesting enough to write down, was that I don't know if other people have seen, Going My Way was the first time that Father Chuck O'Malley was on screen, but in that movie, at the very end, a very old lady shows up to
Yeah,
give,
yeah, exactly.
And she's Father Fitzgibbon's mother. And her name was DeWalt Reynolds, and she actually was in the 10 Commandments as well, the Cecil B. DeMille movie.
She was
as
in
the
the 10
old-
Commandments?
She
That's
was
how old
the
she
old
is.
lady that was about to get crushed
Oh,
by
really?
the stone, yes.
Whoa.
She starred in her first movie when she was 70 years old, and the director came up to her and said, "Ma'am, are you tired?" They just shot the scene and said, "Are you tired? Are you sure you're doing okay?" And she said, "If you had waited 70 years to do something you wanted to do, you wouldn't be tired either." So
I wonder
I just thought it
how old
nice.
was she in Going My Way? Do you have any idea?
She was in her 70s.
Going My Way?
Yeah, and Going My Way. She just looked super old.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe they
Oh,
made her look that way.
Yeah.
They probably told her to shave.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
she
mean,
would
she
have
looked
to
like
be
she was
really
100
old
years
because Father Thanksgiving. In
Father
Yeah.
Fitzgibbon.
Fitzgibbon.
Father Fitzgibbon in the
Thanksgiving.
movie.
That's
was,
something I would say, Father
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Father Thanksgiving.
Father Fitzgibbon in the movie already looked like he was in his late 60s,
Yeah.
early 70s.
Yeah.
So his
Absolutely.
mother would have to have been in
Oh, no,
her
of course.
90s.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
And it turns out that Jimmy Stewart, when he read the script for It's a Wonderful Life, he said, actually, he did not read the script before he said yes to Frank Capra. Frank Capra called him up, and Jimmy Stewart said yes without knowing anything about the movie or the story, just to
Wow.
work with Capra.
Wow.
And the crow, Uncle Billy's crow,
Yeah.
shows up in every single Frank Capra movie after that one. It just ended up being a staple in Frank Capra films.
Didn't know
I guess
that.
until the
I
crow
have to
died.
think of all the movies. And
Yeah,
the-
because at some
yeah.
point Frank Capra, the Crow probably didn't make it to like every Capra
Yeah.
movie, but like every single one that he could be in, he was in.
Wow.
After that,
That's good. That's
yeah, there's a bunch of
That's
little
some good
things that you
trivia.
find out when you dig deep. Uncle Billy was supposed to play Potter.
Oh, I can't imagine that.
You can't,
no.
you can't.
Well, that happens all the time. Afterwards,
you
you
say
say,
that.
"Ah,
I
it's
think,
just-"
I think he could have pulled it off.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you just think about all these other like famous parts, and you're just like, I can't imagine that happening. But then you're like, well, it wouldn't have been too bad, you know?
Elizabeth says her questions worked. She was only trying to stump Nick, not you. So great job, Michael.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I was
It
the
was
stump
successful.
master,
He
and
was
I got
stumped.
stumped.
He
I got
was
the
stumped.
1870 question.
I only one.
Because I got the USC
1 out of 5, 20%. But
Well,
that's
the
a
history
success.
one I got, but like
That's
Norway, I
successful.
mean,
That's successful.
Well, I want to know what he won.
Norway and Japan.
Yeah, what's the prize?
Yeah.
That's what I said. It was TBD.
TBD.
It was to be
To
determined.
be determined.
Oh, I thought it was
He's
like-
cheap. He's not gonna give me any prize.
No, I will give you a prize.
That's disappointing.
If you don't want what I actually had in mind, then I'll give you something else. I brought two
Did I get
cookies.
the name?
I
I
brought
get the
cookies to work, and I was going to let you have some.
Oh, yeah, cookies.
Wait a minute.
They were
I'm
chocolate
sh-
rum balls.
You mean to tell me you brought cookies to work and he wouldn't be able to have any? We wouldn't be able to
Well,
have
I-
any? Or
Well, there's not enough for everyone. Like, yeah, he's going to get the cookies.
The
'cause
audience
I
I
want
got a bottle of
it.
liquor. Go
What?
get me a bottle of liquor.
I could get you that too. That was the other option. if you wanted
Okay,
that.
I'll take that one then.
cookies, liquor. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Do I get the
you could have the
bottle?
cookies anyway.
Number
liquor and
4
the
for
cookies,
guys.
yeah.
Food and wine. What did we say? Number 4
Or
for
money.
guys.
Some money. Yeah, you
Or
can give me
money.
some money.
yeah, I'll give you yeah, okay, I'm fine. Then. Yeah, I got some money here.
There you go.
So that was so Michael wins this year.
Michael wins this year's trivia.
trivia.
Today,
Who
Mañana.
won last year? So do we know?
I don't think we
They-
had.
we didn't
yeah, we didn't.
count,
Yeah,
like,
we just,
I
we
don't
just,
think-
yeah, we're
I
throwing
don't think
trivia
everyone-
around.
We're competitive. This is more
Yeah.
fun.
This is they're keeping
I
track.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun being competitive.
Yeah.
I called it. I said the highlight of your day was going to be the first one.
First one. Thanks to Michael.
It was all downhill from there.
Next,
No, wait a minute. I got the other one too. What was
Yeah,
the
he
other
did
one?
get another one.
You got the
It's
Wonderful Life.
one. I got the 1947, which you took away from me, even though I couldn't remember what you told me last night.
That's
'cause
fair.
That's just the way I
But
am.
listen, you would have lost anyway. So you would have just been tied with Alex, even if I had given
That's
it to you.
okay, but at least I would
All
have
right,
been
fine.
number
You
2.
tied Alex, and Alex, you didn't end up like having much of a showing today.
I
would have
know.
gotten that
I'll
silver
try to do
medal.
It
better.
was not very
I'll
impressive.
try to do better next year. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks for the trivia questions.
Absolutely.
This reminds me of our Monday meetings.
It really
It's so much fun.
Wow, it's a little.
We play Stump the Chump on every Emergent Monday meetings.
No, we
all come in.
talk about
So, what is the asset allocation going to be coming up? Who knows?
Thankfully, Monday morning's a little more serious.
Yes, no, absolutely.
But guys, this has been a lot of fun. It's been a blast.
Actually,
been a
I want to
great
give a
year.
shout out to Jerry
It's been
Judah
a-
for both participating, as well
Absolutely.
as Mrs. Urpy and future
Oh yeah,
Mrs.
yep, thank you, thank you, yeah. So Mrs. Urpy participated. Elizabeth Urpy liked the show, the second
She
Mrs.
loved
Urpy,
the show.
and then the future Mrs. Urpy
Yes.
participated greatly and helped us stump Nick. So that we are eternally grateful.
2
for
out
that.
of 3 of you stumped me.
We're
I had a
eternally
30% unstumpable.
We're eternally
unstumpable.
grateful for that we stumped Nick on a couple of questions. So of course, thank you for all the audience watching today. Just so many great names, appreciated. Lucrecia Morales watching the show
Oh,
this
we love
morning.
you, Lucrecia.
Thank you, Lucrecia. So just always love the audience, always love the comments and the questions. You know, doesn't matter where you are, we are across the nation. We are international. So we love all our great guests, all our commentators, all our audience. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you. You know, so of course, we won't be here next week.
Right.
Because it'll be Christmas break. So on behalf of all of us, a really big thank you to the audience just for being with us all year. It's been an amazing year of Today Mañana. We've enjoyed every minute of it. Not just Xavier and I who do most of it, but Michael as well, Nickolas as well. Just really appreciate, of course, you being there.
Well, thank you
Most
so
of the
much.
time doing
This
the
is
show.
listen. This I say it a million times. It's just a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it, and I appreciate. I know behind the scenes, Judah and Jerry do a lot of work, so I appreciate that. But certainly, thank you to the audience for having the patience to listen
with
to
you,
me,
yeah.
to deal with me. Yeah,
No, it's easy. Or as Jerry says, you are very affable. So,
thank you.
so that I suspect that's easy.
I never knew what that word meant until he said it. I said, I gotta look it up in the dictionary. I hope it's good.
You're a cool guy.
Thank you.
You're a cool guy.
He is.
Cooler than the other side of the pillow.
There you go. There we go. And of course, thank you, Michael, for filling in numerous times. We've done the show. Nickolas, thanks for filling in while we were on a short vacation.
Well, let's thank you for filling in the schedule.
for that time.
Yes.
No,
in the
no.
sense of
Oh,
in
you filled in the
general,
schedule,
I
but you
filled in
also
the
you
schedule.
filled in. You sat in here alone.
Oh, yes.
You were in this chair all by yourself
Yeah.
for a couple of weeks. So we really
I'm just
appreciate
grateful
that.
that Greer and Keith both made it easy for me.
There you go. And of course, thank you, Judah, behind the camera. He is the reason
We all
why
look so good.
We all look good. So if anyone
What are you talking about? I look good all the time. No matter what.
Judah helps. He makes the show run smoothly. Thank you, Jerry, of course, for starting I Love CVille in the first place and convincing us to do this, which has been a great blessing. So
It certainly has.
appreciate everyone here. Appreciate the audience. Thank you all so much. Appreciate, of course, all our partners without whom this is impossible. Emergent Financial Services, of course, but our friends at Castle Hill, at the Gym CVille, at Aqua CVille, Hand Car Wash, Medell and Shit at Craddock, Serious Insurance, Forward Adelante, and all our partners we've had throughout the 2 years of our tenure. Appreciate you all. Appreciate just you, our audience. Thank you so much on behalf of all of us. Wishing you a very
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas,
Merry Christmas,
a
yeah.
blessed
And a
and
Happy
Merry
New
Christmas
Year.
and a Happy New Year. And we will see you in 2023. Until then, I should say, until 2023.
Hasta Año Nuevo.
Oh yeah, hasta
Año
el año
El
nuevo.
año nuevo.
Sí, I know Spanish.
Well done, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know your Spanish.